What a beautiful morning. So I'm heading to Dartmoor, and Dartmoor is the only place in England that you can actually exercise your lawful right to wild camp and roam. There are areas that you can't, which are military and other areas that have been designated where you can't wild camp or roam. All that information is online. I've already done that for the location. It's not hard. I mean, let's face it, we've all got smartphones for most of us. Or if not, just go to your local library and use their access to the internet, and you can find out that information. So that's already been done. It's extremely cold this morning. Well, not extremely. It's about 1 degree, but it's warming up fast in the sun. Tonight, I've checked the weather. It's going to dip to about 1 degree, so there is a potential. I've got frost here, so there is a potential for it to go below that, but more than likely it's going to be a reasonably comfortable night. So you're looking at Bodmin Moor, and that is my home territory where I roam, but there's a whole different set of circumstances that have to be applied up there to where I'm going on Dartmoor. And there is Dartmoor in the distance. That is the horizon. Right, let's get these home and I can start packing.
No, it's awful doing it. Yeah. But at the end, I think,
Well, I've made it to the car park, but that was probably the most stressful experience I've had in possibly the last 2 weeks. It was a bit of a mission to get here and to get a parking space, but I'm here and we're about to start, well, going up onto the moor. We're not going up the main path. We're taking our own little deviated tour, and going to take a path coming, well, off the beaten track really. Well, we're not on the main track. We've cut our own detail. We've left the car park and headed out and gone straight up over onto the moor instead of using the road that would lead to the dam, and it's a lot more peaceful. I'm feeling a little bit more myself now. So we're trying to retrace our steps from when we came here last. It's not very far from the car park, but that ain't really the objective of it. It's just basically to do a wild camp and just be out on the moor. So luckily for us, the bracken hasn't started to grow yet, so you can actually follow a path and you're not being obstructed with the bracken. During the spring and summer months, bracken here can easily be up waist deep and it's hard to push through, and you've also got the ticks to worry about then. So yeah, like you say, it's an easy track to follow all the way along here. And you can see the track going all the way up along to the top of this hill. And just over the crescent is Black Tor. Right, we've made it up to Black Tor, and it's a world away from down in the car park. It's just us up here, and it's not too breezy, so yeah, this is okay. I think it's going to be cold. It's going to probably drop down to probably single figures tonight though. That's boiling already. That pan takes a lot of heat. It doesn't waste any heat. It really soaks it up. Yeah. Like I say, you know, that's a good pan, that is.
Yeah, that's what I used to. That's what I had on X.
So, now when you get up on Dartmoor, there's loads of archaeological sites and stone circles and rings and things like that, and quite often they are just the remnants of leftover houses and things like that. Wherever you look, you can see the activity of man. I mean, I'm looking around there and I can see a ring there. There's another one over there. And there is a settlement right down over there. Stunning place though. And we've actually got the sun. If you follow that valley right the way around, you come to a reservoir. And that's why it's so popular, because it's quite a beautiful little walk for dogs. And there is a track there that you can take kids and that on their bikes. And it's easily accessible.
Couple camping down there, or are they just sitting there?
What's it?
There's people here, isn't there? I think the boys.
No, that's travelling up from down on the road.
No, there was a couple that come up.
Alright, I'll have a look. We've got a group of about 5 or 6 people stood on top of the rocks, the next load of rocks down there.
Oh, okay, I thought for the people.
They've got rucksacks, but I don't know if they're camping or something like that. We've got neighbours tonight.
Yeah.
lesson on setting up the tarp. Yeah. What time is it? Is it getting on? It's 4:10. I mean, right, the sun is beginning to go down, and me and Dave are actually a little way away from Billy because because we snore and he's allergic to it, so he's camping over there, but that's where we're going to be eating. But yeah, tarp tents tonight because we're out in the open, and I'm hoping we don't get trodden on by cattle. There is no cattle that I can see anyway. And just to have a quick little look to see how much room you do get in a tarp tent. This is the DD 3x3. Loads of room. You could get 2 people easily in there. My head is going to be up this end to help reduce the condensation. I usually make the mistake of going in the opposite direction, then find out that I sit up and I'm rubbing my head in a pool of water. But hopefully I won't be doing that. David's got a 3x3 DD tarp, but his is, I'll just let you have a little look. Stand over his guideline. His is a little bit more special than mine. His is the super light tarp.
It's half the weight.
And it's half the weight of mine. So he's got that in mind for a possible another Highland Way trip that he may be signing up to. So he hasn't talked me into it yet.
No.
And this is Billy set up away from us snoring tonight. Double protection, you're protected by the rocks as well. So we've set up our shelters for tonight, and now we're just going to get ready to have some food. Do that before we lose the light. The sun is pretty much just about gone over the horizon. Now my wife was looking at stars and the planets last night. There was some celestial event going on. I don't actually know what it was, but she downloaded apps where she could track what planets and what they were doing. Hopefully tonight up here we should get to see it probably a little bit better than we did back our place. But yeah, she was excited by it, and the kids thought that they were going to actually see proper planets. We didn't explain it properly. All they saw was bright lights, and we were pointing to them saying, oh, there's such and such a planet, Neptune, Mars and so forth. But they couldn't get it. They just said, oh, you're lying, we thought we were going to see planets. Those are planets, but obviously they're used to kind of like seeing depictions of planets different than how they really are in reality. So that's pretty much the last of the sun going down. So I better get my food on the go pretty quick. Right, getting food on the go. That's what I got tonight. I think my gas is getting a little bit low. I do have a spare canister. One thing I do like to do is keep all my kit pretty much central. I don't have it everywhere because quite simply you get an admin disaster, and as it gets dark you start to lose it. So I do try to keep all my kit in one place. Right, these guys are eating, is it a year out of date rations?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
So I might be giving them their kiss of life in the morning if they don't surface.
Nah.
I've just put warm kit on. I think it will freeze tonight because I'm already feeling cold. Well, we've had tea, we've all eaten, and it's about 7:30. We're going to hit the sack because it is getting brutally cold and there's no point standing around in it. So I'll catch you in the morning. Definitely got frost forming on the outside.
Yeah. And on the inside.
Welcome to Dartmoor. Well, the actual frost inside my tent isn't wet. It is actually solid. And I can feel it on the outside as well, freezing. So I'm going to phone the wife and make sure everything's all right at home. And then I'm going to get right in this sleeping bag and I'm going to do both zips up. And I'm going to cocoon myself like a butterfly going into hibernation. So, yeah, see you tomorrow. Well, that was a cold one last night. I got frost on the inside and outside of the tarp, and my Bergen's absolutely covered in it. It makes no difference whether it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 10 below. It's still bloody cold when you got ice on the inside and outside of your tent. Now I think having my Bergen there saved me from getting the worst of the cold hitting me head on there. But yeah, although that sun is actually starting to take off a lot of the ice from the actual tarp now. You can see where the sun's hitting it there. Right then, we've broke camp down, and as usual, leave no trace and all that good stuff. All that's left is the indentations where we were sleeping. I think you can just see where I was sleeping here. I think that's what 14 stone does to soft moorland ground. I've left a little bit of a trench there. Well, that wind is getting quite biting. It's going to be a lovely sunny day, but up here it's still about -1. It is warming up fast. All the frost was melting off our tarps, and it's pretty much gone from the ground up here, but there is that wind chill. So I wish I brought gloves. That's the second wild camp I haven't taken gloves. Schoolboy error. I will learn next time. So this location is only really a short walk from the car park, just above the track that you can walk up to the reservoir, but it's just far enough to get away from people, and it's been a really quiet, pleasant camp. Yeah, so it's been good to get out and do this one up here, although we will be moving on in the summer to other locations on Dartmoor, more so towards the Tavy and Oakhampton side. I'm quite familiar with that because I used to do a lot at the battle camp there, so we'll do some wild camping up there during the summer. Right, Billy's just picking up the last of his stuff, and he wasn't interrupted by us snoring, and he does have an Alpenflage smock, and I want that. I really do like the Alpenflage colour scheme, and it was quite reasonable, only about 35 quid, so yeah. I think that'll be a purchase for me. Well then guys, thanks for coming along on a wild camp on Dartmoor with me, and it was a really pleasant camp. I really enjoyed that, needed it actually. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the scenery and just felt a little bit of the relaxed atmosphere that that we enjoyed up there. So all that's left to be said is take care, stay safe, and hope to catch you guys on the trail.